Morning folks, hope you're well. I was just on my way back from the tip and I thought I'd stop by and get a cheeky lane. I've done this lane before, but one of the videos which I uploaded, it was at night and also it's in the opposite direction. When I get my bearings, I'll double check this and write it in the comments, but I think I'm driving this now north to south. I forget the name of the lane, but it's just near the tip at Buxton, just near the golf course. It's not the golf course lane, it's one of the ones a little bit further northeast of that, and it's a cool little lane. So I thought I'd take the slightly more scenic route back from the tip. I'm not sure when I get to upload this, but this is like the 16th of July currently, and it's so hot. It's incredibly hot. It's 30 something degrees. It's due, strange isn't it? It's like due 37 degrees I think on Tuesday, the weather forecast said, which is hot. And it feels muggy, it feels close today. So as I was leaving the tip, I just had a quick look on Trailwise and I was thinking, yeah, there's a lot of lanes within half an hour drive, but because it was impromptu, I've only got like half a litre of water in the car with me. It's about lunchtime and I've not had my lunch yet, and I was thinking, man, should I go out and do a few lanes, or should I crack on with my day as planned? So I basically compromised and just hitting this one on the way home. Got loads of chores to be getting on with and bits and bobs. I'm currently having my kitchen refit, so hence being at the tip, because there's all the old cabinets and bits and bobs, and I've got quite a lot to do to get ready because Monday the bathroom's getting done as well. So I've had like several weeks on the trot of disturbance. Both bathrooms are getting done, kitchen's been done, hallway's getting replastered, so a lot of disruption. If I get my chores done, maybe I'll go out this evening as it starts cooling down and just catch another lane or two. But I knew this one was nice and safe to do. I've got like road pressures on my tyres. I'm at like 36 psi. I've just done a big drive. Last weekend was Synchro Fest. Depending on when this gets uploaded, either you'll have just seen a load of footage of Synchro Fest or you're about to see a load of footage of Synchro Fest. But that was a gathering with the VW lot. Obviously, for those that don't know, the Synchro is the slightly older VW four-wheel drive system. They do the 4Motion, but they do the old Synchro system as well. Very similar to the Freelander. It's got a VCU, which splits drive between front and rear. A few differences: they've not got an IRD box, the same as the Freelander. They've not got traction control, but they do have a few key and huge benefits. They've got front and rear diff locks, which is obviously a game changer, and they have a crawler gear, what they call a G gear, which is like off the main box. There's no transfer box, it's just off the main gearbox, but it's a low range, and it makes them very capable to have that extra low gear, the diff locks, and the VCU splitting drive between front and rear. Super yeah, super capable. It's awesome to drive around with them. It probably, I wouldn't say the most friendly because I wouldn't want to do anyone else down, but definitely one of the most friendly clubs I've ever hung out with. This is the second year on the trot I've been with them, and yeah, it was nice. They had lots of T3s, T4s, T5s, a couple of the big MAN trucks, because I didn't realise that the Volkswagen Crafter is the same chassis as some of the MAN vehicles. They have What else is on site? Some Amaroks, like some nice big pickup trucks. Obviously that's not a Synchro system, but it being a VW orientated festival, I think everyone was welcome. I think there was only 2 Land Rovers on site, an old Range Rover Classic and myself, and it was nice to fly the flag for the green oval. I kept up, and it was good fun. I'm not going to tell you all the lanes that we did because it was 4 days worth. It was a big old one. We went down a couple of days early, me and my bro, and then we did lanes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sort of half day on a Sunday. I just hit a few on the way back home, and yeah, it was a cracking weekend overall. This actually joins to another lane in about 20 yards, so I might just leave the camera running, why not? In fact, I'm just going to pause that 1 second. Oh, excuse my rattly exhaust. I need a new hanger. I've just noticed near the Byway open to all traffic sign, a white sheet of paper. I'm just going to read that, see what that's about. Right, just got back in the car. I just paused that video as I read the sign. Dated December 21, and it's no waiting order for this lane and a couple of the roads nearby. Don't know if they've had a problem with people parking up or something like that, perhaps blocking access for farmers, but that's okay. I can only assume that I've seen people parked on the corner of that lane before. I can only assume they've been causing access issues for farmers and that sort of thing. Even if you think you're being parked sensibly, you know, some of those tractors with trailers and stuff, they've got huge turning circles, so let's take this little tiny lane. Back to the main road, and then we'll rejoin traffic. They're doing quite a lot of like roadworks of some description heading into Buxton, like loads of it. I'm not sure what's going on. I've not been in the area long enough to sort of understand the politics, but I've seen lots of discussions on the Buxton Facebook page and stuff like that. I think they're putting in a roundabout somewhere. But yeah, either way, it's a huge amount of disruption. No one seems that happy about it. I was going to go up to Chapel on the Frith today, up to Tesco, but I just don't fancy sitting in an hour's worth of traffic. Even if I took the green lane that cuts most of the way there, I'd still be sat in traffic for a while. Nice bit of fly tipping there. Idiots. There's a tip just round the corner. Who leaves a fridge on the lane, man? It's been there months as well. Literally a tip just 30 seconds away. Right, folks, do you know what? Let's leave the camera running. Let's do the golf lane as well. Let's leave the camera running, why not? This is a really nice stretch of road. Cracking scenery. I think the speed limit here is technically only 30. There's no speed limit signs, but it's a sort of road where, because it's nice and wide and rolling, and I don't know if national speed limit applies. There's no signs, so I think I could be doing 60 here, but probably not. Best not to, just as I'm pulling onto this lane. Let's get into it. This lane's fantastic in both directions. For those of you that have seen this lane before, feel free to stop the video now, but let's check it out again as it's on the way. It's nice to have 3 little lanes that sort of meander back towards my house. I think maybe I'll apply for that voluntary lensman scheme, because it'd be very easy to sort of do these lanes once a week or once every 2 weeks, just to sort of check in and report on the order of them. Those that aren't familiar, the voluntary lensman scheme, it's a scheme run by Trailwise, run by the GLAS, the Green Lane Association, and you can pick a lane that's on Trailwise, and maybe even 2 lanes, I'm not sure, or 3. And I wouldn't say take responsibility for their upkeep, but be aware of their state of repair and feedback as necessary, any fly tipping or repairs or obstructions or things like that. And I think that's a fantastic scheme to champion. I kind of noticed that I don't angle anymore. I'm vegan, but I used to be a keen fisherman. I think it's just sort of throwback of, you know, dad and granddad sort of being into it, and you know, they did a huge amount for the outdoor community. You know, you've got the Angling Trust that they have a lot of upkeep for waterways and things like that, and it's the same with GLAS. You know, they have a lot of upkeep for public right of way, and there's a lot of other communities whether it's mountain bikers, or whether it's walkers, or whether it's, you know, dog walkers or hikers or ramblers, or, you know, etc, etc. None of them, I'm not calling out any of them specifically, because I know there's subsectors of them that do take responsibility, but there's also huge subsectors of those different sports that not only don't take it as a responsibility, but they actually avoid it at all costs. I've noticed a lot of ramblers almost get defensive when you ask them what they do for the countryside, and it's like, well, I don't leave anything but footprints, mate. I don't need to do anything. Nice of them to show a little bit of manners. I stopped to let them go, but they waved me across. I don't know if the camera picked that up. I just sped up a little bit there to give them some space, but it's dropped back to a crawl. So yeah, I think this lane's very well maintained in general, probably because there's money. I mean, where there's golf and sports like that, there's often money and people don't mind dipping into their pocket, and I think it not only is it this lane driven, it's probably kept to a point because there'll be a matter of pride attached to it. You can have a shabby lane with litter and all that sort of stuff, and fly tipping running through a golf course. So I don't know the ins and outs of it, but long story short, it's nice that people like GLAS contribute to the upkeep of lanes that everyone uses, and it makes you think about if there was like unity between different sports and pastimes and hobbies, like ramblers, like four-wheel drivers, like golfers, like, you know, etc, etc, etc. How many more rights of way would still be open, and how many more rights of way would be well maintained, and how many more rights of way you know, would we all have access to? Crazy to think about, right? Looks like they're doing a bit of work here. I've seen this gradually expand. I don't know what's going on. But I hope this lane doesn't turn into a dead end, because it's a nice little thoroughfare. I don't imagine they'll be allowed to just close off one end of the lane if they're putting, oh, it looks like putting in a car park or something here on the left. Oh wow, that's peculiar. Or is that just for sight? Is that just a temporary car park for sight? Yeah, strange. Right, negotiate my way around this bike and through this traffic, and catch you later. Cheers folks.